back, YouTube. This is your boy Blisswave here, and today is the day. I just finished watching The Last of Us episode 1. By the way, it's an hour long, so I'm probably gonna tell you how to watch this. I'm joking. I'm gonna tell you to watch it anyway. That's how good it is. Anyways, the show starts off beautiful. They didn't do it like the game. Actually, they did. They stuck with the source material, but it's like they added in extra stuff to it, if that makes sense. This is a show that I'm gonna watch. It's gonna be every week reviews for every single episode. Luckily, y'all can enjoy this nice, beautiful wallpaper. I have an alias sitting by the tree playing the guitar. In this episode, by the way, it's gonna be spoiler talk. So you got to leave. You got 3 seconds to leave, actually. 3, 2, 1. Okay, in the first part of the episode, they actually explain that cordyceps is a brain infection. It is real. A lot of people that play video games think some stuff in video games are not real. But in Last of Us, out of all the games in the world, Last of Us is the only game that based their story off a real life virus. Or an infection, that's what they technically call it. But a spore. Yeah. They actually break it down. This the guy, the scientist, 2 scientists that are sitting down are actually talking to this news guy on the show, which they didn't show in the game. So they kind of added in some extra stuff to give that feeling that this is very, very serious. Like this, if this was real, they're literally breaking it down to tell you that, hey, if this thing evolves, especially since it's real in real life, we would die. There is no comeback. There's no cure. There's none of that. It's GG's. So obviously the scientists start talking to the guy on the TV show. He's telling him like, hey, right now it only affects insects. You know, it affects ants, bugs, moths, and roaches, spiders, and kills them. No, it'll make for a good bug spray. And he was actually making a little reference joke. It was actually kind of funny. It was a little joke right there because he said it can make for some good bug repellent because it feeds off insects. There's like a scene, I think you can find it on YouTube, that I looked up because I'm a science guy. I'm fascinated with science. When something like this pops up, I'm so aroused by it. It turns me on. Not most people get turned on from sex and stuff like that. I get turned on from seeing stuff like this because it's like, wow, if this thing evolves, we can actually be in an apocalyptic world where everybody's like doing whatever they want to do, which I don't want that to happen, but it's just so amazing to think about. But the scientists start breaking it down. He tells the guy on the show, he tells the entire audience, like, if this thing evolves, because he was saying how humanity has won all wars. They won World War I, II. They won every war they fought. Even when humans they fight, they win. But he was like, with this particular virus, we will actually lose. We will actually take a L, double L. In the scene, they actually break it down too, because they was talking about different fungi, infections and stuff. And he was telling how this is exclusively to Mother Nature itself. And he even tells the audience there's no cure for this. Like he told him, like, there's no cure at all for this. There's none. And it's not even possible to even make one in this generation, especially in this time zone. The technology is still far from behind, like far behind. Like he didn't even say is it possible to even make a cure. He just said it's not possible. Not possible. So if you get infected with this Last of Us virus, it's GG's. You know. But luckily, thank God, that it has not evolved. It still only kill bugs and insects. It's probably why that's probably what they make all our bug spray and pellets from, until you don't use too much of it. But yeah, that was a nice little touch, a sprinkle on the scene of what it's capable of, what it's doing. They even say it can wipe out an entire species. With humans, it take a while to infect them for 2 to 3 days before it kills them. And the thing is, it doesn't kill you. It keeps you alive. So you know what you're doing, but you're just confused. It's like having cancer, AIDS, diarrhea, infections, liver failure, all that stuff at once, and depression. and bipolar. That's what it does to you. I wish I could do a live reaction. I wish you guys. Ooh, man, I wish. That's why I'm trying to get my YouTube to 1,000 subscribers, because I'm gonna start a Patreon for you guys. You guys can see my live reaction, all this stuff. Soon we hit 1,000. I'm still gonna record Last of Us though while I'm watching it. That way you guys can watch it on my Patreon again. But man, it's mind blowing. But there are some scenes they didn't show in the game that they show in the show. It's like they kind of trying to, like, they added in some extra stuff. You know, the extra, like I said, they added sprinkles on the top of the layer of the story. So they're trying to fill in some parts that we didn't get to see in the game, but they're showing in the show. So we do find out that Ellie was going to school. I mean, not Ellie. Joel's daughter was going to school. That was nice. And then as she's coming from school, the infection actually took place in the afternoon before it took place at night in the game. So we actually see that happen. Like, as she's coming from school, go home, goes to sleep, falls asleep on Joel. Joel had to leave to go bail Tommy out of jail, and then by the time him and Tommy and Joel got back, which I don't know why they changed that part, because in the game, Tommy didn't go to jail. He was actually out. He was actually calling Joel to see was he okay because of the stuff that probably was happening where Tommy was at. So I don't like that part. I don't like how they changed that part, because Tommy didn't go to jail in the game, and Joel was actually at home. He was just out in the neighbors trying to see what was going on in the neighbors. But the thing is, this is funny. They did keep it in there. Like I said, they stuck with the source material on it, but it was kind of like they changed it a little bit. So it's, instead of Joel going to go check on the neighbors like he did in the game, and they got infected, he goes bails Tommy out of jail in the show, and his daughter goes check on the neighbors and see what was going on and see that they're infected. And I do like the cool effects they did with the virus, the infection. They actually saw the spores coming out of their mouth, and it hasn't grown through their hair yet. It's just coming out of their mouth. So when they bite and scratch you or something, it's immediately going to spread to the other people. The one thing I will say about this though is that I don't think Joel and them was in a neighborhood. I don't remember. I have to look it up. But I could have sworn that Joel and them house was like far east, like on the farm side. Like they had like a little shed house on the farm. I'm not sure on this. I could be wrong. I played Last of Us too many times to know. But when I seen it, I was like, they stayed in the neighborhood? I'm like, I don't remember. I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, because I'm like, I don't remember them staying in the neighborhood, dude. It's like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself. So I'm like, they actually really stay in this neighborhood. And I kept thinking about it really, really hard. I was like, I'll let it go. But after that, Joel actually has a really badass scene at the end. So it's really good. You gotta watch this. But the guy that plays Joel, he has the face of Joel. He just doesn't have the body of Joel. Which I can see a lot of people gonna be picky with that. The same thing goes to Ellie. She doesn't look like Ellie, but she it's like she plays a different version of Ellie. It's like this version of the show takes place in another world. Same thing goes for Joel's daughter. That's it's like they made her, I'm trying to think, made her gay, but it's like you just know. Like I could have sworn in the game they didn't live in no neighborhood. They probably did, we just couldn't see. But I know when we played the game original that they stayed in like on a backyard fence or something, or somewhere. But I know they did have a neighbor house on it. But like I said, they stayed in the woods. If you played the game, you see number trees everywhere. Besides that other side over there, which you actually do see another house on the other side. But in this game, they actually in a big giant neighborhood, because the area that gets infected and hits is Texas. And yeah, and then it goes from there. So everything's went from point A to point B at some point. And like when his daughter got shot, I didn't really feel the impact as much as I felt it in the game. But I still felt that pain that Joel had when he lost her. Yeah, it was a house. I remember that. It was a house next door. They didn't stay in the neighborhood. It was a house literally right next door. That was it. But yeah, it was like, I'm just thinking to myself like, man, this is crazy. And as the virus spreads and you see the detail of it, though, I will say this: when it comes to the monsters, they did a good job. Thumbs up for those monsters. The animation, good job. Good job. From the CGI for those monsters. HBO didn't spend no regards to that. They made sure they paid big bucks for that. That CGI for them zombies. Yeah, man, the voice acting, I won't say it was trash. The show was good. It's just, obviously it's just starting. It's taking off. Obviously it's taking off. It's good. Man, it's really good. I'm going to review her now. I'm going to give my review right now. If I were to review it now, just from the first episode, I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, baby, yeah. We ain't getting none of that Resident Evil woke shit or none of that bullshit. So, yeah, there was a lot of stuff in the show that you'll see that they had kept in the game that they say, you know, we got to put this in here. If we don't put this in here, they're going to hate this. This is going to fail. The guy who they got playing Tommy, though, he looks like Tommy. He actually looks like Tommy. But Joel and his daughter don't look so much, because in the show they made her black, but in the game they made her white with blonde hair, but in the show she's black with light skin. She's kind of like my skin color, but with brown hair, so that she's mixed basically. And Ellie's the same way as too. She's white, but her hair is not brown or red or orange, whatever Ellie's hair color. I think it was red. I think Ellie's a redhead, if I'm not mistaken. It looks brown. But there was one scene that they didn't add in the show that I was kind of disappointed they didn't. And that was one where when they drive into the interstate and everybody's on the interstate and the guy gets attacked in the car by one of the monsters from the hospital, they didn't show that part. They just I think they edited it out, cut it out, and they just cut through the field. But in the show, they show airplanes crashing, which in the game the plane had already crashed. It's like everything's like pre-precaution, like it's a butterfly effect. I don't know where they're going with this, or they're trying to change something with the butterfly effect. And then there was one scene that almost had me where I thought they was going to get hit by the car from in the game, and it didn't hit them. They actually got hit by an airplane, like the airplane like crashed, and the degree flew and just hit the car and hit everybody that was outside. It was chaos. Just know that. And yeah, man, this show is good. It's already looking good from a good start. So if I were you, go check it out. Watch the first episode. I think there's a new episode every week, every Sunday. Go watch it. It's good. It's real good. There are some hit and miss parts though, but it's not too bad. Some parts I can forgive them with because they already sprinkle some extra stuff on there trying to tell us and stuff. So yeah. But this makes me want to play Last of Us 1 again. Not the remake they just did, the original. I don't care too much for the original. I mean the remake, because PlayStation charged way too much money for that. That junk's like $70. I'm cool with the original that I have, that I paid $20 for. Well, actually, when it first came out, it was like $60, but now it's $20. I was go buy the OG junk for $20. Shout outs for Last of Us though. Shout outs to PlayStation 2. No offense to them, but I understand you gotta put some money on the table, feed your family, gotta get that bread. But no, I won't buy the remake unless that remake drops down to like $30. Or unless Sony or Naughty Dog send me a free copy, then I'll be like, yeah, I'll play that junk. But no times. But man, I'm just flabbergasted. This was good. But anyways, guys, post comments down below. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I hope you guys are enjoying The Last of Us season on HBO Max. And we're out of here. Peace. Let's check this joint on out, y'all.